This is the 3pm Takeover, Radio Northern Beach's only drive-home show.
Keep it right here for a whole hour of fresh hits and entertainment for your Wednesday afternoon.
Here we go.
Hit it.
Welcome back to the 3pm Takeover. I am Hope.
And I am Victoria.
Jokes. All the way around. Because we are switching decades.
We are having our 90s special.
Now, because you can't see me, I'm going to say that I'm wearing double denim and my hair's up in like a pineapple ponytail with a pink scrunchie. So just have that mental image for the rest of the show.
We're also wearing thongs that have high heels.
Oh, yes.
Because that was the thing back then.
And those wire choker necklaces, they're like that weird plastic wire stuff.
Oh, I love those things.
And stick-on earrings. We've gone all out in your imagination.
But anyway, we are so excited for our 90s special. And at the end of the show, we're going to be talking about our next special show.
Which I'm excited for.
Yeah.
Yay! But first, let's just have a little historical context for the 90s. We're going to go through some intense world events that happened during the 1990s. I will note that 1993 was probably the peak around the 3rd of March.
Oh, I think it was kind of a year later, actually. Maybe the 1st of March the following year.
I strongly disagree.
Well, either way, maybe that entire year was born. So we do feel here at the show that the biggest event of the 1990s was us being born.
Yes.
But we're biased.
A gift to the world, truly.
A gift to the radio airwaves. No, but anyway, so as we all know, the 1990s were a very prominent decade for all sorts of things like the end of the Cold War and all that boring stuff. But we have way more exciting things that happened in the 1990s, like the Harry Potter books being released.
Again, a very important landmark along with our births.
I think that was 1997, I think, for the first book.
I believe so.
So exciting. Best series in the world. And what else happened in the 1990s?
Well, something that I found exciting was that the Hubble telescope was launched.
Yeah.
Which is a big deal and some of the most beautiful space images we have from Hubble. Yeah, that was launched in 1990.
Oh, that was actually longer than I thought.
Yeah, I think I thought it was earlier.
Okay.
I don't know when I thought
Isn't
it was.
the name Hubble nice? I really think it's cool.
Hubble. It sounds cute.
Hubble, yeah, Hubble. It is pretty cute. And I was thinking earlier today, in 1993, Sydney found out that they were going to host the Olympics.
For 2000?
Yeah, for the Millennium Year.
Oh, wow. I went to the 2000 Olympics.
So did I, but that was cool because that had taken years and years and years of planning. And then they found out in 1993 that Sydney was going to have it.
That makes me happy. What a great 1993. Again, proving to be an excellent year.
Yeah, I don't think anything exciting happened in 1994. Oh, well. But
we'll just glance over that.
So, Victoria, you brought up something a little bit earlier that you thought was a bit of a quirky, funny story from the 1990s.
Yeah, so I just read the sentence and I thought it was kind of hilarious. And Hope was like, no, it's actually a really important thing and it's a very kind of dramatic thing that happened. I felt the sentence that US President Bush announces that he doesn't like broccoli. I thought it was really funny.
It is kind of funny.
Because I have no political or historical context for that statement.
No, so what happened is he just sort of came out and was talking about himself and then he said that he didn't like broccoli. But that became a really serious thing because obviously what your president thinks is very important for the people. And for everyone who was a farmer, and especially farmers that grew broccoli or, specialised in producing broccoli, it was a really big thing because it became really bad for them because when President Bush said that, nobody wanted to eat broccoli. And so a lot of people really struggled with their jobs, a lot of farmers, because people didn't want to eat broccoli or anything like that. And President Bush had to come out and say that he was really sorry and it was a bad mistake and people should continue to eat broccoli for the economy of vegetable sales.
I have two weird issues with that. One, people really trusted Bush's opinion, didn't they? And also,
don't eat broccoli, the president said so, it's gross.
But also I'm just so confused. What a lemming move to be like, I don't like broccoli. And everyone was like, I don't like broccoli. My president doesn't like broccoli. I don't like broccoli now. Have your own opinion. Goodness me.
It's only broccoli, right?
If Obama came out and was like, can't stand carrots, I'm not going to stop eating carrots.
But this is not the United States. Maybe there they take their president's choice of vegetables much more seriously.
That really concerns me.
It's strange, isn't it? But no, so that was actually quite a big deal back then when he came out and said that he didn't want any broccoli at all because he hated it.
I'm just shaking my head in disbelief and sighing deeply into the microphone over that one.
Oh, goodness. But anyway, we are right here on the 3pm Takeover. This is our 90s special. Keep it right here. We're going to hear one of my favourite 90s songs ever.
This one takes me back.
Way back.
I'm a little bit excited.
This is Everybody by the Backstreet Boys.
3pm's back. All right.
So you're so smart.
I'm so proud.
I wouldn't have thought of doing that. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about emojis. Because emojis are really, really great. They're the little ideograms or smileys used originally in Japanese electronic messages and web pages, which have now spread around the world after being made famous by the Apple iPhone.
Yeah, because I recently just got an iPhone and I have a few favourites.
Aren't they good? Here
I
on the
do
show,
love
we
them.
do promote iPhone. We like it.
Okay, so my brother last weekend just came back. He was up at the top of WA flying seaplanes. That's his job. And about a couple of days before that, I was messaging him and he was just about to go for a flight. And I was going to say, have a good flight. And I was going to send him a little plane emoji. Okay, there are 12 train emojis. One aeroplane, it's a commercial jet, no seaplanes. I got very angry.
That's really weird. I would have thought
12
there was
trains.
a seaplane emoji.
12 trains. Yeah, I know. And who catches that many trains? I didn't know that many variety of
I
trains.
was going to say, are there even that many different types of trains?
But I feel like people...
I was going to say species of trains.
What is their genus? I'm annoyed. Look, I'm angry. Normally you're the angry one. I'm really angry about the missing emoji. There's so many unnecessary emojis, like 12 trains.
Yeah, but they're not nearly as many of the emojis that you do need.
Like there's one, but even there's only one airplane and it's like a commercial jet. Like surely people fly small aircrafts as well.
Yeah, I would have thought
just
that there'd be more emojis of that kind of thing.
Maybe just being related to a pilot, I know a bit more about it and that's why I'm annoyed.
No, I actually think that quite a bit sometimes. Like when I've caught tiny jets or even any different kind of airplanes aside from a massive jumbo jet, there's no emoji for it. But there are so many cars.
There's
and
no
trains.
emoji for this experience. Such a first world problem.
But there are so many cars and trains and buses and other kind of emojis like that. So you're right. So I thought about a couple of emojis that I wish existed.
Me too.
Okay.
So the seaplane was my main annoyance.
Okay. Well, I think that, you know how you have the little emojis of people, like the little girl who's shrugging and like putting her hand up and different things like that?
Yes.
Yes. I want one of those of her taking a selfie. A little selfie emoji.
Oh, that's a good one.
Because selfies are a thing now. I think
now
a
when
selfie
you said
emoji
taking
would be fun.
my brain jumped to something else. Selfie, that's
Selfie.
cute.
Taking a selfie. A little selfie emoji.
And that's actually
Relevant?
yeah, very
Topical?
relevant.
Current.
Okay, stop picking all the words that I couldn't think of. The one that I was shocked they didn't have, a taco.
Oh, I wouldn't have thought of using a taco emoji, but I suppose if I was eating tacos and I wanted to tell the world.
There's no biscuits, there's a cookie and that's it. But I was having a biscuit I was having an Arnott's biscuit. I'm like, a cookie does not suffice for
I don't
this
even
emoji.
like cookies. That doesn't work. You're right.
I needed like the Arnott's, like an Arnott's arrowroot or the one with the bumpy frilled edge. I need one of those. Yes.
Nice. I
Yeah.
said nice. Yeah.
I need
one of those.
I need 12 biscuit emojis. One biscuit emoji for every train emoji.
Well, you know what? There's another emoji I wish existed, and I think my boyfriend will agree. There is no bacon emoji.
Bacon?
Yeah.
There's an egg. Isn't there like a little egg in a frying pan?
Yeah, but where's the bacon at?
Where's the bacon at?
There's no bacon emoji. Eggs in a pan do not suffice. If I'm having bacon and eggs, I just want to
Bacon
show people
plus
I'm
eggs in a
eating
pan.
bacon, not just eggs in a pan. I want some strippy bacon emoji.
Because then there's also really strange emojis, like the highly detailed little devil mask I always send you because it freaks you out.
Oh, that one's really creepy. Or that,
But I don't get. It's so highly detailed.
yeah, or the little one that looks sort of like a poo, but apparently it's not.
Oh,
The brown squiggly
I'm
one.
going to say the chocolate soft serve smiley face.
Oh, that's the one. Chocolate soft serve smiley face. It's supposed to be that, but it's sort of
it's a poo.
looks like a poo.
Let's
You
be out there.
can't really tell.
I only use that when I'm using it as a poo, a happy poo.
I don't know when I use that emoji, but it seems really
That one's one of
relevant.
my favorites. I love the happy poo.
And do you know what I want? I want an eye rolling emoji.
How do you convey eye rolling in a static image?
Eyes, like pupils, like facing right up at the top of your...
Wouldn't that just look like you're looking up?
No, because you could have little
Arrows?
swishy lines that make it look like your eyes were going in a circle. It could be a thing.
Unless we get to the point where emojis start moving, like little teeny tiny GIFs.
That'll be
Or
crazy.
GIFs if you're that way inclined.
No, it's a GIF. GIF emojis, that would be amazing. No, a little eye rolling emoji. Yeah, you'd have the eyes looking kind of up to the side and then a little line around the outside of the eye, so it made it show that the eye was rolling. Because
You've put thought into that, haven't you?
well, yeah, because
I know how
feel
the
the need to
seaplane
roll
would
my
look.
eyes all the time, but I don't because my mum taught me it was rude, so I don't do it.
Really?
Yeah, so I don't roll my eyes, but I really want to. And if it was emoji, I'd use it every day.
Oh, wow. See, but
All
it's funny,
day, every day.
because I know exactly how I want the seaplane emoji to look.
Oh, see, there we go. You thought about it too.
And there's another emoji that I can understand why it doesn't exist, but I really wish it did.
What is it?
A middle finger emoji.
Oh, yeah, rude finger emoji. I've heard of that. That'd be awesome.
I'd love to flip people off via text.
I think that'd be really, really cool.
But
No, we
I
don't have one
can
of those,
understand
do we?
why they don't have it, but it annoys me.
Even so, talking of finger emojis, a fingers crossed emoji?
Doesn't exist?
No,
I'm going to check my
no, as
phone
far
right
as I
now.
know. I think it'd be really cool to have a fingers crossed emoji, so
be
that like
good.
when you're like fingers crossed that I do well in my exam or whatever, there's a
Yeah.
little emoji to show that you're got your fingers crossed. And
You know
want
what's a
things
good
to be
one
good.
I do love is the thumbs up emoji. I'm such a fan of the thumbs up emoji.
I like the praying hands emoji. I use it all the time. I
yeah.
don't know why. It sort of fits every situation. Or like the namaste
There
emoji.
is no crossing fingers one.
I told you.
I'm so sad.
There isn't a crossing
peace
fingers emoji
sign.
and it makes me sad. Well, that's not good enough.
And there's just like the two random like hands doing like the weird bird.
I never know what that is.
It's just like double stop. Like what is that?
I don't know. I've
Double
never
no?
known. I've never known what that emoji is.
Wow, that's so strange. And there's like 100 different kinds of flowers and trees and stuff.
Yeah, there are so many. So I'm looking through my phone
There's a
at the
dragon
moment.
and a dragon head, but we have no taco and no seaplane.
And there's a pig and there's just a pig snout by itself. It's such a funny emoji.
And
I
a
don't know when you would
ladybird
ever
with
use
like
it.
really long legs. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
And then all those really strange emojis that you get at the end, like
So much fruit.
all the pattern ones and all the numbers in boxes.
Oh, yeah.
And all the like signs for a disabled toilet or signs for different blood types.
I do use that all the time. I
Little-
will confess, no.
little, I think they're sort of like Chinese symbol signs and stop signs and look, there's 4 different kinds of megaphone. Why so many megaphones when no plane?
Why is everyone yelling? And there's no headphones. Because every time Hope and
there
I
isn't.
are like talking about radio or heading in to do radio, I'm always like, I'll send her the little headphones and I always forget and I go, oh, there's no headphones.
Because there is no little headphone
I
emoji.
get really sad every week.
It is kind of sad.
We truly understand the struggles of a generation and a nation, I think.
We do.
Hard-hitting content right here on the 3pm Takeover.
If you have any favourite emojis, write on our Facebook page and let us know.
Welcome back to the 90s special of the 3pm Takeover. We are having so much fun. I'm loving all the music so far. And that was such an appropriate song when we're talking about the emojis that don't exist.
Because it's stirring up my heart that
It
there
really
are no
is.
bacon emojis and no fingers crossed emojis and no eye rolling emojis.
We have such hard lives.
We do.
We can't fully convey ourselves in emoji form.
Oh well, never mind.
That's all right. But speaking of bacon and eggs, sort of a segue.
Pretty good segue.
Yeah, we're going to talk about kitchen stories and cooking because I decided to be adventurous last week.
Oh really? What did you make?
Well, there's a YouTube channel that I really enjoy watching, and it's these 4 British guys, and they just cook, but they sort of make meals that are easy to make.
Okay.
And one of them was a crispy lamb moussaka, and so instead of having a white
that doesn't
sauce on
sound
top-
easy.
Well, it's just sort of like lamb mince laid between layers of potato and eggplant
Oh.
with lots of spices. It was actually really easy. It took a long time to cook, so like you had to let the lamb simmer for an hour and then to cook it in the oven for like 45 minutes. But the actual bit where I was doing stuff was so easy. And for me, who's like absolute amateur, like Hope can attest to the fact that I did not know how to make pasta like a couple of years ago. And I just always under or overcooked it, which I can now cook it okay.
Oh, that's pretty good. Well done.
But I made this, and then instead of doing like a white sauce on top, which I actually can make a white sauce, you crumble feta. And cook
Okay.
it, and it was like so good.
Is there a moussaka emoji?
I don't even know what that would be.
Just wondering.
If we get a moussaka emoji before we get a seaplane,
something
I'm
is
flipping
up in this
tables.
way. Well, I can't ever say that I've made lamb moussaka. I never make anything that's overly exciting. I kind of stick with what I'm good with. I'm not that great at cooking, but I'm quite a good baker, I would like to think.
Oh yeah.
I'm not too bad.
For dinner meals, what's your default?
Oh, if I'm at home cooking
What's your
dinner
fallback?
myself?
Yeah, what's your fallback? Or even just like
Oh.
for the family, like what's your fallback? I'm an adult, this is what I can cook.
The pasta.
Okay.
But I can make lots of different kinds of pasta. I can make like good tuna pasta and salmon pasta and different things like that. Or curries. I'm quite good at curries or like
yeah.
Asian kind of stir fry and noodly dishes.
Okay, so
They're sort of my 3 fallback things.
you can adult quite well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I adult. I've adulted for a couple of years now.
Because my fallback sounds really fancy, really isn't. Sweet potato base quiche.
Oh, that does sound fancy.
It does. If you're always like, wow, and then you try it and it's not that fancy. It's really not.
Oh.
It's just, instead of having like pastry, you just put sweet potato.
Oh, okay.
And then you
That
just
sounds
make
kinda cool.
the like egg mixture and you pour it in.
Talking of
I
pastry,
always
you
forget
make really
cheese.
good pasties.
My mum does.
Oh, okay.
I don't. They are quite
Just
legendary.
kidding. That's not your talent.
They are, no, God, no. Yeah, they are like, if I had to have like one last meal on earth, mum's pasties. Oh my goodness.
I think that might be my last meal on earth as well, actually, would be your mum's pasties.
Well, for convenience for her, should we organise it to be the same day so she doesn't have to cook one batch?
Yeah, I like it.
Okay, cool.
It's so good.
We're such good people.
Pasty emoji?
That's got to exist.
It's got to be a thing.
Is there a meat pie emoji?
No.
I'm still stuck. I'm just still like really emotional about these emojis.
Stuck in our emoji world.
Yeah.
You know what I really love? I really love watching cooking shows, though, because it amazes me how many cool things people can do. And I mean, I guess it's like any other skill. If you practice, you'll be good. But it's just not really my thing.
Yeah, like my grandmother is an amazing cook. And I wish my whole heart that gene went straight to me.
Yeah, although I think she probably practiced it, though.
It did not. Yeah. She had a kiosk at the beach for a while.
Wow, that's really cool.
Makes a pretty mean burger and a good butterscotch pie with meringue topping.
Yum.
Oh my gosh.
That sounds really good. Well, my family
I can actually make that. It takes like a whole day, but I can make it. And
That's
it's so
amazing.
worth it.
My family are quite good as well. My nana used to be a demonstrator on TV.
No.
She used to be a cooking demonstrator.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like the 1940s and 50s and yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, she had this.
Do you have footage?
Yeah, we do from a really long time ago.
Need to see that.
And she said that all those stereotypical things that you would imagine do happen, like she put things in a blender and she'd be like demonstrating to the audience and she'd start it and she wouldn't have put the lid on and it would go all over the set and they'd have to like stop and clean it all up.
Oh my god.
I know, right?
I want to see footage of this.
It is really pretty cool. And then my parents are actually very good cooks as well. So it's pretty much just me that
Your
can't
mum's
cook.
pizza, homemade pizza dough.
Is pretty good, right?
Whenever I'm over and she's like, do you want to stay for dinner? We'll make you pizza. I'm like, yes, straight away.
West Day.
100%.
Shout
Yeah.
out, Mum. Good pizza. But no, everyone in my family can cook really quite well except for me. I'm not bad. I'm not great.
Having
not
your
very
food.
versatile.
I'm still alive. It's all good.
For now.
Yeah, I really need to broaden my horizons,
Scope.
I guess. Yeah, like I keep buying cookbooks
Scope of dishes.
and I get really like optimistic and I buy the cookbook and then I open it I'm like, I'm never going to make any of these.
I really want to be one of those people that just doesn't need a cookbook. They just like whip it together and they're like, look what I casually made with no recipe. And you're like, how did that happen? How's it a thing?
No, those people aren't natural. I don't trust them.
And I'm like, I would forget really vital things like the egg, you know.
Well, when I make quiche, often I'm about to put it in the oven I'm like, cheese! And I have to like grate
What?
cheese and like mix it in like really carefully while it's already poured into the dish.
When I was young, I did make a pizza without cheese. I didn't mean to forget the cheese. It just kind of happened.
It's like such an integral part. How do you forget the cheese on a pizza?
I don't know. It's like how you forget cheese in a quiche, I suppose. But I remember...
Okay, that's not the equivalent. If I forgot the eggs for a quiche.
I was just trying to make myself feel better. So I have a pretty kind of cool cooking story. So when I was maybe 8 or 9, I think I was about that age, I decided that I was going to step up and make dinner for my family and I was going to be really good at it. And so I got out my cooking book that I had. It was like a children's recipe book. And I must say,
we actually have one, like was it one of those Women's Weekly Kids cooking books?
No, this was a special one that I got overseas actually.
We have one of those and we still have it and I might still cook from it because
I still have mine. I
the
just don't
recipes
use
are
it.
so easy.
I know. Well, no,
And
this
they,
one
like,
wasn't. This is the thing.
Hold your hand step by step. Oh,
No,
what? Really?
it wasn't as easy. So I decided that I was going to make whatever I felt was right. So I kind of flipped
Crispy
through.
lamb moussaka. I know that
No,
feeling.
I flicked through and I picked something that was called tuna wiggles.
Tuna wiggles.
And I don't even, to this day, I can't really remember what it was. My parents say they think it was some kind of weird like tuna pasta dish. But I remember that like I had to have watercress and I went to the shops by myself, like to my local supermarket, and I was like, what's watercress? And I was wandering around for ages all lost because I didn't know what watercress was.
Aww.
And I made whatever this tuna wiggle was and I slaved over it all day.
Tasted really rubbish.
It didn't, I don't think it tasted that great. My family were like, hope it's wonderful. But I could tell that they didn't like it that much and it was really sad. And
Aww.
yeah, so tuna wiggles is sort of still a family joke.
Aww.
But I've improved since then.
That's good to know.
I no longer make
I'd be
tuna
concerned
wiggles
if you hadn't improved since you were 8 years old.
since tuna wiggle days.
Yeah.
I might go back and make them one day with a bit more maturity and see if it tastes good.
And actually know what watercress is.
Oh, I know that now. I just didn't in those days. But anyway, tell me your cooking stories.
I seriously don't get that adventurous in the kitchen. I think, like you said before, I'm more of a baker. Like if I have more than once been like, gee, I really want a brownie, and I'll just make a batch of brownies.
Yeah, I made some really
I'm
nice
hoping-
white chocolate brownies
I'm hoping I'm
recently.
not the only person who's gone, I would kill for a brownie, couldn't bother to leave the house, so I'm like, oh, I just happen to have all the ingredients and I'll just make brownies.
Yeah, well, it's so much nicer when you bake them yourself. And there's so
Exactly.
many more of them.
Exactly.
Than if you went out and bought one.
And I do make the world's best chocolate chip cookies.
Yum.
Have you tried my cookies yet?
I don't think I have.
Appropriate use of the cookie emoji.
Oh, it can be used now. I don't
Yeah,
know
no,
how
I-
I feel about cookies. Not my scene.
You'd feel different about mine.
Oh,
Mine are pretty damn good.
all right. Well, test it out.
Oh, I know how to make them. I've dug myself into a hole. It takes so long to make.
Anyway, we are going to move into a song by the Venga Boys because they are just the epitome of the 90s and childhood for me. And
They
I used to
are.
listen to them while I was in the kitchen making tuna wiggles and whatever else I did when I was
Is that what went
age.
wrong?
Probably.
Focusing on the song and not on the recipe guide.
I think it might have been that. You're listening to the 3pm Takeover. This is our 90s special. Livin, Vida, Loca by Ricky Martin on our 90s special of the 3pm Takeover. I love Ricky Martin and I queued up once for 3 hours to see him.
Did you see him?
Yeah, I went on stage and I met him and he
Oh my
shook
God,
my
worth
hand.
it.
And then like about 3 seconds later I was shoot off stage for the next person.
He's so like not important.
But it was worth it. It
Yeah,
was
I
really,
was-
really cool. I love him.
I love that song. I always shimmy to it. And It's a fun song. You can't not like feel like dancing when you hear that.
I know, it's so
Oh,
good.
Ricky.
But total change of atmosphere. We need some like creepy music and some ghost emojis.
Ooh.
Victoria, the northern beaches are haunted. It's true.
This is what this sort of. You have to believe in ghosts, but continue.
Well, I don't really believe in ghosts, but I still get scared. So
I'm actually the same. I don't believe in ghosts, but I still people tell ghost stories. I still get really, really scared.
So do I. So we've all heard the sort of thing that like you can go on ghost tours in Manly because
I've gone on a ghost
Manly
tour.
quarantine
Oh, not that one.
area is haunted. But another area known way better for being haunted is the Wakehurst Parkway.
This is interesting because Hope brought this up, and I said, "Oh, I've heard of this as well." And then Hope told me her version that she'd heard, and it was completely different to the version I've heard.
Yeah.
I want to
so
know how many versions there are.
There seem to be quite a few. So what I've always heard about Wakehurst Parkway is it's haunted by two ghosts that appear in your car. So if you're driving along
That is
at
the
night,
worst.
but it only happens if you're by yourself in your car.
I'm always by myself in my car.
So if you're driving by yourself in your car, a little girl called Kelly,
I feel so uncomfortable right now.
a little girl called Kelly will appear in your back seat and you can see her in your rear vision mirror. And it seems to be that it's the ghost of someone that died in a car crash on the Wakehurst Parkway many years ago. And if you tell Kelly that she's unwanted, she goes away. But if you don't tell her that she's not wanted, she'll use her powers and she'll steer you off the road telekinetically.
She'll use her powers.
Yeah, telekinetically. So the
Surely-
story goes, she will steer you off the road.
Surely her power is if you look in the back seat and see a kid, you'd like scream and then you'd accidentally swerve. Is that her power? Because that's the power of surprise.
I feel someone doubting Kelly's powers. I don't know.
I am not challenging Kelly. Kelly, if you're listening, I am not challenging you. Please don't be in my car because you will
I've heard
scare
it's
me.
a thing. There was a story recently from a taxi driver who said that he saw a lady that looked very sad and looked like she was crying and perhaps she was a nun in the back of his taxi when he was on the Wakehurst Parkway. And he was so nervous, like he whipped around and looked around and he couldn't see anything after, but he did see her really strongly in his rear vision mirror.
Okay, I have taken
And
the
he
Wakehurst
said that he
Parkway
wasn't
home.
someone that believed in ghosts.
I have to take the Wakehurst Parkway home. I'm not okay with this.
I know, it's kind of creepy.
Which
hey?
end though?
Well,
Is this the Oxford Falls end or the towards Manly end?
Well, I've heard that the nun is on the Oxford Falls end, but Kelly
Don't say it.
is the Manly side. So from Warringah Road down that area towards Seaforth. And she just appears. But then this is all dependent on whether you believe in ghosts. But the reason I thought that this would be interesting to talk about
so not
is
comfortable with
because
this.
so many people have said that they've seen Kelly and seen this nun that they're actually making a movie about it. So they've got a whole pile of like
Is it just a horror movie?
No. It's a documentary. So they've got all these ghost experts and they've got a couple of skeptics and a couple of believers, and they've put them together to go and visit the Wakehurst Parkway, and then they've documented their findings and they're making it into the commercial movie. Northern Beach is going to be famous for our ghosts.
I'm not okay with us being famous for that reason.
Can't we be famous for our beaches? Not for our ghosts?
I'd much prefer that.
I know, it'd be so cool. But anyway, you had a different version of events of the Wakehurst Parkway ghosts?
Yeah, so the version I've heard, which, lucky me, is the manly end as well, which this one's like a much nicer version, is that you see like an old man with like a really scraggly beard and he's walking alongside the road.
That's so creepy that he's walking.
But he's like quite close, and I've only heard that suppose people will pull over and try and help him, and then like they can see him as they pull over, and as like they get out of his car, like he just disappears and they can't find him ever, and he looks kind of like, you know, ghostly and all that stuff. So
see, if I saw a ghost, I wouldn't
like this
pull
Kelly
over
girl.
and try to help them.
Supposedly they think it's a guy, and they get closer and they're like, oh, it's
a ghost.
Like,
but see, if I was driving along Wakehurst Parkway at night, I don't think I would stop and help someone. I think I'd drive past terrified.
yeah. Well, it turns out that Kelly's gonna jump in your car, so you ain't got no choice.
Maybe the old man has powers as well. Powers to make you pull over and check on him.
You know what it is? I have two very conflicting views about ghosts, because one, I watch Supernatural and I get scared watching Supernatural because I'm just a terrified little person. And the other hand of it is that I used to go to these like horse camps every summer, and they used to tell ghost stories, and they were really scary ghost stories because I was quite young. And then one of like the stable hand guys, I could see I was really scared, and he said, you know, the stories are scary, but just remember that only the living can hurt you. And that really comforts me when I think about ghost stories, but not when Kelly's in my car.
Unless you're driving down the Wakehurst Parkway.
I always drive alone. I'm gonna have to like,
I agree.
You are
kind
always
of a skeptic.
visiting me now. I am never driving at night to your house.
I'm kind of a skeptic about ghosts, but I do believe that when people have psychic powers and they can feel cold air, that sort of shows that there's a ghostly presence around. But I'm not sure I believe that you can physically see a ghost, or maybe just because I can't see ghosts. I don't know.
I'm going to take a note out of Supernatural's book and just carry salt with me.
Salt, is that like a ghost repellent?
Salt and iron. They have in the show. They have like iron. If you hit like a ghost with iron, it disappears. Like, obviously, it reappears somewhere else, but like it moves away. And if you
it stays away from you, and that kind of thing.
And like salt, they can't get through salt or something. I don't know.
Oh, that's kind of.
I'm gonna need to stock up.
I don't know.
I'm so scared now. I don't like this.
The Northern Beaches is haunted. It will never be the same.
Like, I've done a ghost tour before.
Oh God, I would never do that. That's terrifying.
It wasn't scary. It was just really sad, because all the stories of the people who had passed away and were supposedly haunting these different properties, they had really sad stories. Like, I was never like, oh gosh, I'm scared. I was just like, oh, like a lot of it was just really, and I kept walking around saying jinkies every time we said a story. I said to my friend, jinkies, and she laughed, and we were obviously not paying our respects properly, but I didn't find it, I found it kind of creepy. It was really dark where we were. I found the darkness creepy, and like the idea of like a ghost tour, but
I find anything like that creepy. I find like
the stories were
dead
like,
bodies
sad.
Creepy. Anything that could be found creepy in this life, I find creepy. That's pretty much how it goes with me. Everything is creepy.
Oh wow! No,
I know.
I just don't watch Supernatural.
I'm not going to.
I can't watch it alone. I have to watch it with people. I'm so scared whenever I watch it. The first season is actually terrifying. And lots of ghosts, and all their ghosts are like really scary looking, and like they attack people. And
it's like the whole like, do you believe in zombies thing?
Believe in zombies.
Yeah,
zombies is the one thing I can't like deal with.
Oh, you're scared of zombies.
Watch movies about them. I can't.
Oh, I just find them weird. They just kind of lumber around.
No, the concept of them really, really terrifies me.
The idea that they're like solid is a bit creepy. I don't know.
Let's move on to something. What's
the
that next
studio
song?
is haunted.
Okay.
It's too scary.
We have a good song next. This is Wannabe by Spice Girls. Let's let all our emotions
Breathe out. Ghostly powers go away. 3pm Takeover, Radio Northern Beaches 90s special. This is the 3pm Takeover 90s special, Radio Northern Beaches' only drive home show.
Ziggy zig. It's a good song.
It's such a good song.
I'm feeling better after our terrifying ghost stories talk. I'm feeling Spice Girls were just the thing to perk me back up. Oh God, I'm still like got the heebie-jeebies. Okay, speaking of things that like appear. I was grocery shopping on the weekend. Do you know what just like appeared in the Woolies I was in?
A ghost?
No, thank the Lord. Get out of the biscuit section, ghost. I can eat, you can't. A dinosaur.
Ugh, that's scarier than a ghost. I hate dinosaurs.
I strongly disagree.
And all animals.
No, it was like this giant, like, I'm going to shatter the illusion. You can see the guy's legs. But it was like a big puppet. But it was really impressive. And it made noises and like a keeper guy walking around like pretending to like feed it stuff, and it would follow him, and it was really cute because it was like nuzzling little kids. I mean, unrealistic expectations of what dinosaurs would do to kids. But it was really cute. I am like 22 and I was like, oh.
Why do we have dinosaurs in Woolworths across the Northern Beaches at the moment?
I think they're having some promotional thing. Like, you know how they do those like wildlife animal cards and stuff? I think it was like they're doing dinosaurs or something.
No, you're right, because I was in my local Woolworths further down the Northern Beaches, and I saw a whole pack of like toy dinosaurs in a massive box and all these books about prehistoric animals. So
yeah,
there seems to be a thing going around on the beaches. So if you see a dinosaur in your local Woolworths, do not freak out.
Take a photo of it and post it on our page so to make sure that I'm not going crazy, that I'm the only person who saw it.
Yeah, let us know if you have seen the Woolworths dinosaur in any of your local supermarkets across the beaches.
I think it was in the paper though. I did read it in the paper. There was like a thing that was going around. Obviously, I read it.
There we go. Keep a lookout in your local store then.
I read it when I got back from the grocery
having
store.
seen it. Oh, well, that's so
it
more exciting. You weren't expecting it.
I guess, but I kind of would have liked the forewarning because I was like, there's a giant dinosaur. Yeah, I just want to. The annoying thing was we're going up this aisle and it started coming down the aisle from the other end.
So it blocked your way?
And because it was quite wide, we had to like back up and move out and like wait till it walked out. And I was just like, I just want to do my grocery shopping. Like, get out of the way. Like, it's adorable and really cool, but like move.
That's so funny.
Because it stopped halfway to like interact with kids. And I was like, can we get a move along here, please?
We are coming towards the end of our 90s special, and we have had so much fun today. And again, in 3 weeks, we are going to have another special show. But this time, it's a little bit different, and we want your suggestions for what you want to hear for the music that week. So it could be a decade, it might be a particular band or artist. Either way, we are going to take your requests and we're going to pick what someone chooses, and that will be our next special.
Warning, if you don't pick, I might have to, and Hope didn't like any of my suggestions earlier. So
oh yeah, you want to be careful.
Do all yourselves a favour and send in requests.
Yep, send us an email, 3pm Takeover at outlook.com, or write on our Facebook page. Send us a tweet on Twitter. Our handle is RNB_3pm Takeover.
Yeah, you can listen to all our past shows. We've now got a SoundCloud set up, which is...
Yeah, SoundCloud is linked to our Facebook. And
yeah.
All our previous shows, they get updated straight after the show each week, so you can listen back whenever you like.
Yeah, so if you can't get enough of our voices, or if you just want to hear me say jinkies and heebie-jeebies again after today's show...
then you can do it. Also, if you are able to donate to Radio Northern Beaches, go to rnb.org. You can buy a brick here in the studio. You are then the owner of a physical part of the radio station.
Yeah, look, I'm always confused.
Cool.
Is it an actual physical brick?
Yeah, you get a brick. Like, you can't take it home. It's like built into the wall, but you know that it's yours.
Okay.
I guess. I don't know.
Cool.
Anyway, we're all volunteers here, so any support is greatly appreciated.
If you want to keep us on the air and keep listening to us every single week,
then you need to be doing this.
Which obviously the answer is yes. So donate and buy a brick.
Thanks for joining us this week, guys. We've had so much fun. We're going to leave you with a good old 90s classic. This is Smells Like Teen Spirit by Nirvana.